Welcome to How to Be a Couple with me, your host, Giuliano Gramado. If you think that your love language is something your partner owes you, you're missing the point. I see so many couples making this mistake when it comes to love languages. I think we live in this really interesting time where, on the plus side, right, a lot of people are more aware of their psychology and they're more aware of the vocabulary associated with psychology. And because of that, people are more informed, which that is a plus. But a lot of times, and I promise this ties in, but a lot of times people use their diagnoses as crutches, right? And they allow it to frame them in, they allow it to, they use it as justification for the way they act and making excuses for things, etc. And even though love languages is not some official psychological thing, right? It's just a concept that a therapist came up with in a book to kind of explain, these interactions between people. People do the same thing, right? A lot of people in couples will do this thing where they, oh, well, that I need this. And like they use it as a way to demand what they want from their partner. And really, like, when you think about it, it's understandable, right? We all have different emotional needs, and I've talked in previous episodes about love languages, what they are, and why they're useful. Okay, but besides that, like, we can understand that as human beings we have needs, and a lot of times when we go into a relationship, we think that it's our partner's job to fulfill those needs. I've also talked about this before, but that is not the case. Okay. Relationships are this really interesting, paradoxical thing almost, right? Where you get into them and it's almost as if, like, yes, should your partner want to make you feel loved? Yes. Should your partner treat you well? Yes. Should your partner care if you're happy or not? Yes. But also, when you expect those things and you make them a requirement, right? As if your emotions are the other person's responsibility and they have to do this, they have to do X, Y, Z. It's like, then you're missing the point. It's so funny because, like I said, it's paradoxical. It's almost as if we have, like, this is what I'm trying to say. It's weird and it's hard to explain because it's something that you want the other person to do those things voluntarily, right? And as soon as you start to expect those things, or like maybe they don't do it perfectly and you question it, that's when you start to have issues. So this is how love languages are meant to be used, right? As information for your partner, as something to be able to make you feel loved because that's what they want to do. Okay, right? Not because it is their official responsibility as your partner, because that is not the case. Okay, your emotions are your responsibility. Your feelings are your responsibility. Your needs are your responsibility. And it's the same with your partner. Okay, their needs, their emotions, it is their responsibility. But just because it's their job, right? Just because it is their actual responsibility doesn't mean that you can't contribute to it. And ultimately, I believe that, like, a healthy relationship is two people who recognize that their needs are their own responsibility, but their partner wants to make them feel loved, wants to fulfill their needs. And they do it out of a desire to make that person feel that way, right? Out of the feeling of love. And that's really what it comes down to, is this factual this factual stance of, like, it is my responsibility, while at the same time your partner chooses to have such a positive influence on your feelings, on your needs. And it is done in a voluntary way. And from your perspective, you are accepting it, that, like, it's coming out of, like, a voluntary act, right? It's not something like, well, yeah, I deserve that, or yeah, you owe that to me. Does that make sense? So when it comes to love languages, the way that you want to use it, right? Because you can't control what your partner does. Again, just like their needs and their emotions are not your responsibility. You can't control them either, right? You can't make them do things. And the whole thing that I talk about in this podcast, um, is it's your responsibility, right? And if you want your marriage to be better, if you want your long-term relationship to be better, I'm going to give you things that you can do to make it better, not things that you're going to make your partner do. So, how do you use love languages then? Don't worry about yours. Right? Like, of course it's good and it can be helpful to give you perspective, and it's not like you want to have less awareness, right? For me, it was very, very helpful learning what my love languages are, because it helped me to see, oh, that's why maybe this hurts me a little bit more than something else. When this happens, does that mean that you crucify your partner for doing those things because it hurts one of your main love languages? No, no, right? This is what I'm trying to tell you, is that it's simply a matter of awareness. It helps you to know what makes you feel loved, and it brings awareness to your own needs, right? It brings awareness to your emotions so you can live life with more awareness. That can only be helpful, right? But as soon as you use it as a tool against your partner, right? Meaning like, they know that this is my love language. And this is also coming from my own experience, right? I've experienced that as well. It's like, I can't believe that they did that. They know that this is like my love language. Why would they not? Blah, 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 right? Whatever the thing is. And it can be really easy to get into that pattern of thinking. But again, the whole thing here is that you are two people who are responsible for your own needs and emotions, who are voluntarily contributing to the filling of the other person's needs, to the fulfilling of the other person's emotions, because you want to and because you love them. And what that really means is that you don't need each other, but you want each other. And you don't expect anything from your partner, right? You don't expect them to fill your needs. And it doesn't matter if they do. Therefore, when they do things that make you feel loved, when they do things that match your love language, it's like a bonus. And it's like, this is amazing, right? This is like the healthiest place to approach a relationship from. And so for you, what you want to be thinking about is, what is your partner's love language, right? What are the things that make them feel loved? And look for ways to do those things. That's your responsibility in the relationship. And that's really how love languages are meant to be used, as a piece of information that you can use to your advantage to make your partner feel loved. And ultimately, the more loved your partner feels, the happier they will be, the more pleasant they will be, the better relationship that you will have, the smoother it will go, the more fun things will be, the more positive of an experience in a relationship you will have. That's what I got for you today. If you want personalized relationship coaching, I have a waitlist going to work with me one-on-one. So just send me a DM that says waitlist at howtobeacouple.co on Instagram, and I'll add you to the list and let you know when a slot opens up. In the meantime, remember that your job is simply to know what's important to your partner, know your partner's love language, and use it to make them feel loved, not because you need to, but because you want to. Talk to you next time.